introduction for you guys. Our new VP of Business Development, Tommy Moore.
Hey guys, it's Tommy with NPR Title with Tommy Talks Title Tuesday. Let's get into this.
Hey guys, we're back for episode 3. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. Today we've got a treat for you. We've got Shantel White with VRM Lending. They are doing a Tommy Talks Title Tuesday takeover. That's right. They're talking all Vendee financing for veterans. As you all may know, I have a true passion for veterans, and having a strategic partner, having partners in real estate that cater to the needs of our veterans are very, 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 very near and dear to me. And I'm with this moment, I like to just pause and say thank you, everyone, for your service, protecting our country. But without further ado, I'm going to bring up Shantel White, mortgage loan officer with VRM Lending. Hey, Shantel. Hey, girl. Good morning.
Hey,
Good.
good morning.
How are you? Yes, this is
I'm
pre-recorded.
well.
It's morning time. It's not 7 p.m. at night. It's morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to meet to talk about all of the wonderful things that we have to offer here at VRM. And again, just thank you for having us, Tommy Talks Title.
Thank you. Yes, it girls
Love
are
them.
episode 3. So we're truly excited to have you here. I'm all about education. When I started Tommy Talks Title Tuesday last year, now it's almost a year ago, I just jumped right into it, but just providing little excerpts of information. But in any partner relationship, I like to know your services, exactly what you offer. And VRM Lending, you guys, like one of my favorite partners in real estate. And so this is just truly an honor to have you here today to talk more about Vendee financing for veterans.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
And
go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to dive right into it. So
Yeah, okay.
So we've talked a little bit about Vendee in the past, you and I, but I just want to take the opportunity to, again, just spread some awareness in regards to this program. It was around many, many years ago, and so not a lot of people know, but it has come back within the last couple of years. And so we are one of the contract holders with the VA to be able to provide the Vendee financing. Not only is it available, the program available to veterans, but it's actually available to all U.S. residents. So
wow.
You don't actually have to be a veteran to qualify for this specific type of
Really?
financing.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I want to let that be known too, because it is, like I said, a great program. We can do up to 100% financing for our primary owner occupants. And so if there are, like I said, veterans that would like to go ahead and do the financing, that is an option. Now, with this financing too, being that if we have service disabled veterans, they can actually take advantage of having that funding fee waived that comes with the VA loan. So,
wow.
With the Vendee loan. So yeah, it's a really great program. We also do VA loans outside of Vendee financing. So we have that service for our veterans as well.
Okay.
And then, like, again, we're kind of, I would consider us to be a one-stop shop. So
awesome. Well, let me pause you right there before we get too far into the show.
Okay.
Let us know who you are, Shantel, and then tell us about who VRM Lending is, and maybe that perhaps their affiliation with VRM Mortgage Services.
Yeah, so that is a great question. So I am, again, one of the 3 mortgage loan officers here at VRM Lending. I have been doing mortgages just under 10 years.
Are you old enough?
You wouldn't think, but listen, I got my start early. We'll just say that.
I love it. So you're very well experienced. So you know what you're talking about. I love it.
Yeah. Yep. I've seen a lot of different things, and the cool thing to me is that I've seen financing from a lot of different perspectives. So I've been on the portfolio side. I've been on the wholesale side. Before I actually started doing mortgages, I used to be a mortgage processor before I became a mortgage officer. And then prior to that, I did a lot of consumer lending. So I've seen, lending in all different aspects, but it seems to be that mortgage is like my profound, like I have a love for mortgages.
Right.
I love what we do. I love, talking with home buyers, making homeownership a reality. And so it's just something that I really enjoy doing. And then again, connecting with people like you at NPR Title and just creating, really strategic partners in business. I think that that's important. So that's always going to be my goal, and I'll continue to do that.
Yeah, and that's, Shantel, it's really, really important, especially like I like to say, like, we speak the same language, right? Because when I remember, like, on my first introduction, you introduced me, to your team, just asking questions about, because I have default servicing experience, and like, to bring that up in conversation. And it's not often that you hear, business development or even a title office talk about, that, hey, I can relate to what you guys do. I can understand the language. If there's an issue, that even the title partner, the partners can, communicate and be able to help those customers.
Absolutely.
So that's really important.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So tell us about VRM Lending and even their affiliation with VRM Mortgage Services.
Sure. Yeah. So VRM Lending, we are just kind of still entering the market. So we've been around for almost 3 years at this point. We are, like I said, we try to be aim to be a one-stop shop. So we offer, we're a broker, which is, again, a benefit. I like to talk with not only our partners, but borrowers about the advantages of working with a mortgage broker. Sure. So we have, at this point, we have 4 partners, and we're continuing to add on partners to be able to offer, more products in the mortgage financing portfolio, just to be able to, target specific borrowers. So if you have a first-time home buyer, we have great programs for first-time home buyers. We have a niche product with the Vendee financing. We offer, specific products for veterans and renovation loans. I could go on. And then we recently just started offering non-QM mortgages. So if we have borrowers that don't necessarily fit the scope of the standard, mortgage financing, we still are able to cater to those borrowers as well. And so that's really important for us, is we're trying to be that one-stop shop for our clients and our borrowers, and again, just make homeownership a reality. And then, as you mentioned, we do have our sister company, VRM Mortgage Services. And so that is, again, our affiliate company, and they handle a lot of our asset management, the property listings as far as the Vendee financing. That's going to be kind of their 101 that they handle. And so, again, both great companies. We've done a lot of business. VRM Mortgage Services has been around for a very long time, assisting in the asset management side of the business. And so, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I was
lots to offer.
Right, definitely lots to offer. Like last night, I was just doing a bit of research and about VRM lending, VRM mortgage servicing, and when it all got started, and even like to know that you guys, the address comes up like here locally in the DFW area, but you do business across the country.
We do, yes, which is nice. Again, we are, we're able to cater and connect with so many different partners, so many different borrowers, and again, not just here in DFW, which you mentioned our office out of Carrollton, but we are, licensed among our team within 49 states. So we really do, aim to provide that superior service. And part of that is being available where our clients and our borrowers need us. And so that's what we're aiming to continue to do as well in the future.
Oh, that's great. All right. So let me just ask you a few questions, if I may, that way we can just keep this going, right? Because I have relatives that call me all the time. We're going to be hosting a home buying workshop on April 1st for veterans.
Exciting.
And we talked about really, catering to the needs of veterans, and not just the typical home buyer workshop where they just go and hear all this information and then I talk. Why does the buyer need to know what title does? They need to know that you're going to get your keys at that moment, but we're going to just really be strategic. But just if someone has their credit, their credit is, where it needs to be. And, maybe you can even touch on like what their credit score needs to be to qualify for Vendee financing. And then even what type of properties should they look for when they're looking for a home? Because I do know sometimes, we may have our sight set on a heart set on a home, but it may not necessarily qualify for certain financing. So can you touch on some of those points?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. So with Vendee financing, this financing is property specific. And so veterans are able to take advantage of looking at all of the properties that we have. They're actually updated on a daily basis. So they can go to vrmproperties.com and whatever state they're located in, whether it be here in Texas or any of the other states that we have the product available in, they can actually type it in on our website, and then it'll pop up all of the different properties that are eligible for Vendee financing.
You say vrmproperties.com?
vrmproperties.com. Yep.
Okay.
Also, if the property is not Vendee eligible, the difference would be the property will have a house on the listing and it will say Vendee. And that's how we know that the property is eligible for financing with that program.
Okay.
Now, if it's not eligible for financing with that program, again, as a veteran, we do offer VA loans. So we can take a look, and if it's something where they might not qualify for Vendee financing, we can say, okay, well, hey, we do have additional financing options. So 9 times out of 10, we're always able to help our borrowers secure financing with one of our programs in the event that the home that they're looking to purchase isn't necessarily eligible for Vendee financing. But that's, where they can go to find the properties, look at what we have available. Again, that list is updated every single day. And so that's where that would be the best site. Of course, they could always reach out to me directly. I'm more than happy to help as well and talk through those different programs. But yes, that's one of the resources that they have.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, well, so tell me about this. What are the terms and conditions for Vendee financing for non-owner occupied properties or investors?
Yeah, so that's also a great question. And you asked a question I wanted to touch on in regards to the credit score.
Yeah,
so
okay, I'm sorry. I moved too fast.
No, you know what? So the credit score requirement, there's not actually a hard stop. So, with FHA, for instance, they have a minimum of 580. Right.
Okay.
With Vendee financing, there's no hard set credit score requirement. Of course, as a lender, we're just going to look at the overall scope of the borrower's credit history as one with the borrower.
Nice.
And so, and that allows us to determine a credit decision at that point, but we don't have that credit score factored specifically, as a hard stop. Now, with going through that process, again, we're still looking to, at the borrower's overall history. We want to make sure that the borrower, the affordability piece, the credit history piece with what they currently have. And so that we're, making, putting them in a good situation, essentially,
Sure.
Just like any other mortgage, right? We want to make sure that it's in the best interest of the borrower and it's in the best interest of VRM lending. And so those are the kind of things that we're going to look for. And then I'm sorry, you had another question, Tommy, and it slipped my mind.
Yeah. No, that's right, because I jumped right into it because I'm like, okay, well, because that's starting to pop in my head, like questions that I've been asked about what are the terms and conditions for Vendee financing for non-owner occupied properties or even investors?
Investors. Yeah. So with the investors, they can take advantage of as low as 5% down. So that minimum is 5% down, which you don't get that in investor. That's one of the really great benefits to investors as well. Now, there are some additional guidelines for our investors that we're going to be looking for them to meet specific criteria. So the program is looking for experienced investors. So investors that have a minimum 2-year history. And the reason is these are REO properties. So they're VA foreclosed, so it's one of those things where they decided with this Vendee financing that they do want investors to have a specific experience. In addition to, we have some community property state guidelines. So those are things that we'll talk, more in depth about with our investors who are looking to do the program. But Again, investors can take advantage of as low as 5% down with the program. So it's a great program for our investors as well. And again, it's not just here in the state of Texas. So they can expand
awesome.
if they're looking to grow, their rental portfolio. They can look at any of the states that the properties are eligible in.
And this is specific to veterans.
This is not specific to veterans.
That's anybody.
So anyone can do this financing as long as you're a U.S. citizen. Yes. So it's not just specific. And again, that's one of the great benefits to this program is that we're trying to, connect not only veterans, but primary owner occupants as well into these properties. So, yeah. And then while we're on the topic of investors, and I want to touch on something because, again, in the investor market, typically you see 20 to 25% down. But here with us, we also offer programs as low as 15% down for our investors outside of properties that are not eligible for Vendee financing. So like we talked about, we may have properties on there that they don't meet the specific criteria for Vendee financing, but they're still available for sale. And so some of our investors are taking advantage of that 15% down, which again is not very common in the investor, market right now. So I thought I'd throw that in as well.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I'm thinking of some people that I can that I need to share this information with because I always get asked like, well, who can I work with as an investor? And then like I was talking about my one of my cousins. He drives trucks, so he's always on the road. He doesn't have like a place to call home because he's always on the road, but he's interested in buying a home. But he also wants to have investment properties. And he was like, well, because I'm always visiting these other states, I'm seeing these for sale signs. He was like, but, how can I invest? So that's some really good information. So,
absolutely.
No, go ahead. Or were you going to say something?
I was just going to say, yeah, absolutely. Be sure to share that information with him because again, there are a lot of, products and resources available. It's just about getting the information out there so that people can get educated and know what's available to them so that they can accomplish their goals. For instance, your cousin who's on the road, if it makes sense for him to have an investment property, let him know that there are resources and programs that we can talk to him about to help him secure that homeownership.
Absolutely. All right. So the elephant in the room that everybody likes to talk about, you already know what that is. Interest rate. So I see your face. When people talk about interest rate, I'm like, okay, all right, let's talk about it. So what is the current interest rate for Vendee financing?
So what I'll say is that rates are subject to change daily on this financing.
Right.
And just like any other, mortgage product, our rates are subject to change daily. And so typically, we will share that at the time in which their app is done, just like anything else, because it could change. So I could say something today and someone watches this 30 days from now, and it's like the rate is nowhere near, So what I'll say is that we do have competitive rates, and this program is in alignment with what's happening in the market as far as, just being competitive and ensuring that our borrowers are, getting the best pricing. And so we're in alignment with what's happening in today's market. I'll say that.
And that's good. I
Hopefully
appreciate
that's
that's a great answer.
I just don't want to quote anything and
that's really a great answer because I've been in rooms where there's a panel and they're giving out a number and I'm like, well, it's subject to change any day, so you can't.
And once you hear that number, it's stuck. It's like, no, this is
like,
what it is. You said
it was blank percent. They're like, yeah, that was yesterday.
That's the beauty in this environment, though. Things change every single day. So
exactly. Well, tell me this. Can you provide more information about VRM Lending's personalized service? And, I noticed that you guys offer personalized service. You mentioned that you are brokers, so it's like a one-stop shop. So tell me about just give me just more information that that people could definitely use to be able to really use Vendee financing and reach out to you, Shantel.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, when we say personalized service, we really mean that. We we are available essentially most days during the week, even on the weekends. You know that I'll be calling you on a Sunday at
Yes,
5
you
o'clock.
do. You're like,
We do
Shantel.
work around the clock, and we, strive to be available when our partners are. So, when
Right.
my realtors need me, I'm available. Same thing with our borrowers. We understand that, not all borrowers can, work on their mortgage process from 8 to 5. And so that's important for us to be available to, be able to meet their needs too. And so that's one of the advantages of working with us, is that we really do try to cater to individual borrowers and guiding them throughout their mortgage process to create the ultimate experience. And so in working with us, they'll benefit, like I said, from working with a mortgage broker. Not only do we offer Vendee financing, but we have other options available to help them meet their homeownership goals. And so with that, it takes one application with us. A lot of individuals will, especially in today's environment, they're shopping around because rates are, higher than they have been in the past. And so, they're trying to see, where can I go to get the best pricing? Again, that's one of the benefits of working with us. We are a broker, so we have many partners with one application. We're not pulling your credit score every time, we price you out with a new partner, but we're still able to ensure that you receive, our best pricing with us. So that's really one of the, I would say, the major benefits of working with us. And then, of course, creating, like I said, strategic partners for our partners in business, and, catering to your needs as well, understanding where, we can better serve you. And so that's one of our main goals, and we really do pride ourselves on, doing that. And so, again, it's a great company. I'm very happy to be a part of such an amazing company. And so looking forward to just all the great things. They can reach out to me directly. I'll drop my business cell here.
I actually have all your information
great. Okay.
on our slide, and I definitely provided, definitely multiple times. But is there anything else that you would like to add? Anything that we didn't cover? Let's see. Just let me know if there's anything else.
Yeah. So I would say, because I could go on and on for hours.
I know.
So I'm not going to do
hours
that.
and hours.
But I really could talk about, all of the amazing things that we have to offer.
Sure.
But I'll start by saying, just again, it's a great place, a great company. We do, like I said, strive to be there for our partners and our clients. And so working with us, I truly believe that, our experience is top tier. And so they'll benefit from, just talking with us, even if they're not quite in a space where, they're ready to purchase. Well, what can we do to make you feel like you're ready, or even just giving you the resources so that you can feel prepared enough so that when you are ready to execute, you have everything that you need as far as your resources and the expectation of what that looks like, from us. So that's what I would add, Tommy. Honestly, like I said, if we go further and deep, we'll be here for an hour. So I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward
to
the home buyer.
Yeah, me too. No, I truly appreciate, the fact that, you guys would even take the time to want to just even like take over Tommy Talks title to have a discussion about it. Oftentimes we, me as title, I'm VP of Business Development, like I shouldn't be like having these conversations, in my normal role, but I like to go above and beyond, because when the average person like sees me, they're like, oh, I've seen your Instagram, and like I'm looking into buying a house. What type of, what's the interest rate? They start asking me questions as if I'm, a mortgage loan officer, or asking me as if I'm a realtor. And I like to know the products and services. And what I appreciate about VRM Lending is that you guys like sit down and have a conversation and make it plain, even for me to be able to what would I say, give that information to the next person who actually will use it. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, because your schedule is a lot busier than mine, to even sit down and have this conversation. But if there's anything, that you need from me, anything that I can do to help, whether it's with marketing, whether it's with, introducing you to whether it's potential borrowers, realtor partners, I'm here for you. So just let me
Yeah.
know how I can help. Always here to help.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And again, I'm looking forward to the veteran workshop. It's going to be an amazing event. And so I am excited to talk more with our veterans specifically about, how we can help them accomplish their dreams of homeownership. And so we'll see you soon. Thank you
Yeah,
so much
see you
again. I
soon.
appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, just hold on for me for 1 second, okay?
Okay,
Thank
got it.
you. Thank you. All right, guys, that was Shantel White, mortgage loan officer with VRM Lending. Whoa, some great information. So I'm thinking that the Vendee financing is only for for veterans, but it's for anybody. So that's why these conversations are very important, so we can find out about the products and services that are available to us. Like I wrote a few notes when I was doing my research about VRM Lending. They have a commitment to helping families and communities, even if they're impacted by foreclosure, and they offer those unique products and services like Vendee financing. So be sure to visit VRM Lending's website. Chantel gave the website, and I'll put it back up here. VRMproperties.com. Be sure to go and look at all of these resources. If you are a veteran, or I would say if you are interested in buying a home, and on April 1st, if you are available to come out to our home buyer workshop, you'll be able to find that information on our Instagram pages, on our social media pages. Just come out and speak with Chantel, and ask the questions that you need to ask. It won't be in a forum setting. You'll be able to go up to Chantel and ask those questions that are specific to your needs. But thank you guys so much for tuning in today to Tommy Talks Title. This was a great episode. Definitely enlightened me. So now I'm going to be on the website trying to see what I can find, because it's not just for veterans. So thank you again, Chantel. But as always, guys, we truly appreciate you tuning in to watch us on our third episode. We're going into week 4. So we're definitely going to have a treat for you as well on next week. But I will provide Chantel's information at the end of this slide. And that's all we have for today. But until then, I'll see you in the closing room.